And then you need to contact Representative Rufford in Kenai and Soldotna. So those are kind of our area legislators here that need to hear from you all about what your priorities are. But as you do that, keep in mind that we have to take into account a lot of needs and a lot of desires with very limited resources. So that's the thing that we're trying to put together every year as we do the budget. Yeah. So you guys have a great community Facebook page where you are posting stuff. It would help me out is if, as your senator, I could join that page with my senator page, but I can't do that right now for awareness. But yeah, you guys do a great job at reaching out and talking at school board meetings. I would urge you to reach out. Cindy Eklund. Okay, you can work with her and let her know what you want, and then when it's time for the borough budget to come out, and whether or not the borough is going to fund to the cap, you can let the borough know what you expect.
Please contact each one of your assembly members about that, because at Tuesday night's meeting, it's kind of evident that the mayor is not in favor of funding to the cap. So he can talk to all 9 of the assembly members and try to get him on his side, but I can only talk to 2, Public Meeting, Open Meetings Act. So each of you can call or contact each of those other assembly members, which is 2 mil of property tax, which is more than 23% of the base need, which is how they used to calculate it. So that's what we need to ask for from the assembly to get the extra couple $1 million from them.
Yep. So, yep, that's fine. Mr. Neese.
Two-part question. When you talk about $1,000 BSA increase, once it goes through the multipliers, if you haven't ever looked at it, it's a good algebra problem. In Anchorage, it increases the amount of money by 300%. What does it do on the Kenai? So $5,900 goes to about $18,000 in Anchorage. What does $5,900 go to here? The second question is, why is central office model by the borough or municipality? Why is the state paying for it? 2 questions.
So, yeah, I think I mentioned a little bit in my open. So, with a 5960 BSA, the district has a deficit of 17.4 million roughly. So, if the BSA were to increase by $1,000, it closes that deficit to almost 0. But part of that money that would be a result of the increase would come from the borough. About 1/3 of that, as resulting, would come from the borough, assuming making some assumptions there. So that's kind of how that would work. So it would close that deficit of about 17 million. Those are rough numbers, but that's the delta from 5960 to 6960.
So the BSA amount goes 2% out, 200% out, 100% out. When you take the number 5960, that's not a number you're talking about. It's what comes out the other end.
Sure.
What comes out the other end?
Yeah, I would have to look at that. I would have to look that up. Yep. Yep.
It's $20,000 or $23,000 per student, and we can't make that work because of what we fund, which is a system designed by the legislature, which I was here in the 70s before they rewrote the formula, and when they wrote the formula the first time, it had caps on salary. And it says, you know what, you got a school, needs a principal, needs a janitor, needs school teachers, needs books. That's what they funded. They didn't fund a central office. And in the 80s, when they changed that formula, we now fund everything. It's here's a blank check. We'll spend it on what you think is necessary. And I think that's the problem. Legislature has to fix that part.
So I think there's a narrative